There's a quiet promise you keep making to yourself. You whisper it under your breath, every night before you fall asleep. Tomorrow. Tomorrow, you'll be stronger. Tomorrow, you'll finally change. Tomorrow, you'll stop running from the life that's been calling your name. But somehow, tomorrow always finds a way to disappear, hidden behind new distractions, fresh excuses, and the same familiar fear. You tell yourself you're just waiting for the right time, but deep down, you know there is no right time. There's only this moment. And yet you keep pushing it away, as if your dreams will somehow wait for you, as if your heart won't grow heavy from all the chances you keep postponing. Maybe it's time to stop saying tomorrow. Maybe it's time to realize today is all you've ever truly had. You've spent so long surviving, you forgot what it means to live. You move through the hours like a ghost wearing your own face. You scroll, you promise, you plan, but never begin. Because starting feels terrifying. Because failure still echoes louder than hope. Because every time you tried before, the world didn't clap, it just watched. So now, you hide behind, "I'll do it tomorrow." It feels safer. It keeps the dream alive without asking for the pain of pursuit. It gives you the illusion of control, the comfort of delay. But it's also the slowest way to disappear. You tell yourself you're waiting for clarity, but clarity only comes when you move. You say you need motivation, but motivation only comes when you act. And that's the trap, the loop that keeps you running in circles, waiting for a feeling that never arrives, hoping for a perfect day that doesn't exist. Because deep down, you're afraid of what happens if you try and fail again. Afraid to face yourself. Afraid to find out that you are both the problem and the answer. But maybe the fear isn't your enemy. Maybe it's the compass pointing toward the life you're meant to live. If these words find a piece of your heart tonight, stay. There's more here for souls like yours. Because maybe, just maybe, this is the message you were meant to hear today. What if you stopped waiting for the right moment and realized this is it? What if today, messy, uncertain, imperfect, is the beginning you've been postponing? You don't need more time. You need truth. And the truth is, the world doesn't reward those who wait. It moves with those who begin. Every great story starts with hesitation. Every hero began scared. Every voice that inspired millions once whispered, "Maybe tomorrow," until they didn't. So breathe. Feel the weight of this second. The pulse in your chest is proof you still have something left to give. The universe isn't asking for your perfection. It's asking for your presence. It's asking you to take one small, defiant step, even if your hands shake. Because healing doesn't happen when life feels easy. It happens when you move despite the fear. When you stop waiting for permission and whisper to yourself, "This moment is enough." And maybe you'll fall, maybe you'll fail. But failure doesn't mean the story ends. It means you turn the page. Some days you'll move inches, some days miles. But movement, no matter how small, is still victory. The stars don't shine all at once. They appear one by one, quietly, patiently, faithfully. You don't need to light up the world today. You just need to show up for yourself. Because one day you'll look back and realize the courage you built in silence became your strength in the storm. And all along, you were never waiting for the right time. You were waiting to remember your own power. And if you're hearing this right now, maybe that power is waking up again, quietly, gently, ready to rise. The waiting ends when you decide it does. There's no magical sunrise coming to save you, no perfect day waiting around the corner. But there is this, your breath, your heartbeat, your quiet courage. Start small. Clean the space around you. Write one line, take one step, speak one truth. Tiny actions that whisper louder than your fears. And slowly, movement becomes momentum. Momentum becomes belief. Belief becomes freedom. You'll start to see that it was never about becoming someone new. It was about remembering the person you already were before fear took over. Every scar you carry is not proof of weakness. It's a map of survival. Every doubt you've faced is not a wall. It's a doorway asking to be opened. And one day, the same version of you who once said, tomorrow, will stand taller, smile softer, and finally say, I did it today. Because life doesn't wait. It whispers, come with me. It calls you through ordinary moments, the ones you overlook while waiting for something grand. So today, make a promise, not for tomorrow, not for next week, but for this very second, to choose living over waiting, to choose trying over doubting, to choose now over someday. When the noise of the world grows loud again, return here. Remember this stillness, this clarity, this truth. Your story doesn't have to start big. It just has to start today. And if you ever feel lost again, know that it's okay. Even the sun disappears before dawn. Darkness doesn't mean it's over. It means you're preparing to rise. Because that's what you've always done. You fall, you break, you rise again. That's who you are. A masterpiece in motion, unfinished, but undeniably alive. You've spent enough of your life waiting for tomorrow. Now it's time to meet yourself, here, in this moment, where real life begins. So breathe deeply. Feel that pulse again. That's not just a heartbeat, that's possibility. That's purpose. That's proof. If this message reminded you that your heart still beats for something greater, don't leave quietly. Let the world know you're still here, still trying, still alive. Because the most beautiful stories aren't written by those who waited for the perfect time, but by those who finally chose today. And maybe that's you, right now, finally standing where tomorrow once stood, finally choosing yourself, finally choosing today.